Hello YouTube, today I'm going to be showing you a Book of Char guide for Dummies. So what is Book of Char? Book of Char is a daily fire-making distraction and diversion activity. It requires the Firemaker's Curse quest complete, and is a reward from that quest. 67 summoning is really helpful here, as you'll be using a Beast of Burden. It's recommended to use a Pack Yak if you have the summoning level 2. So how does this training method even work? Well, first you wield the book on your shield slot. The next thing you want to do is right click, then select Unleash. After that, a fire spear will surround your character for 2 minutes. You'll then ignite any logs you step on. Remember to drop the logs before you unleash, or it's a waste. What actually ends up happening is, for each log you ignite, you get twice the base experience as if you were normally burning the logs. However, bonus XP or any other XP boost such as Avatar, Ring of Fire, or Gloves, or anything else will not increase the XP gained. Since this is a daily, it resets at midnight UTC time. The location I'm currently using is the Varrock West Bank, marked X on the map. It should be self-explanatory to get there. The following items you need are the Book of Char itself, 8 Beast of Burden pouches, and 8 times the number of logs per max inventory space on the Beast of Burden. I'm currently using Pack Yaks, so that would be 240 logs. Oh, and a Beast of Burden preset also helps too. Alright, so here's the footage. So what you're going to want to do is position your camera south and stand where I'm standing. Now wield the Book of Char from your bank and withdraw at least 8 Pack Yak pouches. Summon 1 Pack Yak, then go to your Follower Details tab. Then open the bank interface, and from the Inventory tab on the bank interface, you see a summoning icon, right? What you want to do is select it, then withdraw a full yak of logs. Then dismiss your yak by right-clicking Dismiss Now on the Follower Details tab. Pretty much the next thing you want to do is move 1 square to your left and repeat the same thing until you have 4 piles of logs. Basically, this is the fastest way to drop logs without mouse keys. Alright, so once you drop 4 piles of logs, now stand in one of the middle piles and unleash your Book of Char. Basically, you want to move between 2 squares constantly, so that way you're burning both the adjacent log pile and the pile you're standing on. It's really hard to explain, but I hope you'll understand. Now building the rhythm is actually easier said than done. Okay, suppose one of the middle log piles is square A, and the other being square B. If you're standing on square A, click on square B, or vice versa. Repeat the same process by clicking quickly, but not too fast or too slow. This is where you have to time your clicks properly. At first, most of you are not going to find the rhythm, but with practice you'll get better. You may make a few mistakes because of ping or FPS that affect the rhythm. So how do you know if this is correct? Well, if you notice my XP drops, it shows 4 times the base XP of a magic log. Essentially, I'm burning 2 magic logs per game tick. Visually, it can be difficult to explain, but basically what you're trying to do is what I call half-stepping each movement. So in other words, as soon as your character is about to finish the full turn, you want to cancel the full turn by pivoting the opposite direction. If you happen to do a full turn, it makes it a lot slower. That was a huge mistake I made back when I was learning Book of Char. It took me several months to figure this out. I even asked people on forums or anything and they didn't really tell me how this is done properly. So I pretty much had to figure this out all by myself. You can practice the rhythm even without a Book of Char. Just find a place and pick 2 squares. As I said before, just click on the opposite square you're standing from, then as soon as you're about to land on the square, click the opposite square again. This starts a back and forth rhythm. Alright, so when you're finished burning your first set of 4 piles, repeat the same process and drop them. If you do end up having your familiar misposition, just simply run back to the bank booth, so it will reset the position. Make sure your familiar is on the left side of you before you drop. Some of you may try to drop all 8 piles of logs in one go, before unleashing the Book of Char, and it's around the same time spent. However, it's a little more risky since your logs are going to disappear if you're burning them too slow. So overall, I got 145k XP in 3 minutes. That's around 3 mil XP an hour. So would you recommend this? On an efficient scale, yes, but many people tend to AFK bonfires for firemaking instead. If you're in a rush for firemaking, but find it boring, now is the time to spend 3 minutes a day trying this method. So yeah, thanks for watching and I hope it helps. If I missed anything, feel free to ask.